DreAllDay.com.
Now tuned in to the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day, to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to occur. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of wait for things to happen. And then this is what I'm going to do for you. We're going to put all of that I just told you into a series of philosophies, strategies, principles, frameworks, and mindsets. We wrote a whole bunch of books on it. You got this daily masterclass. It's all called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today, we are on part 5 of 5. We have made it to part 5 of 5, where I am talking about the best benefits, takeaways, lessons learned from doing 2,000 daily episodes of this very show that is called Work on Your Game, the Work on Your Game Masterclass. And today's topic, I'm going to give some advice. I'm going to share some insight and advice for anyone who might be interested in getting into this game, who might be interested in doing some of these things that we're doing over here at Work on Your Game. You may be interested in doing these things for yourself, whether it's for a podcast or any other space where you're in the intellectual property / thought leadership game. Let's just call it that. Now, before I go any further into that, let me tell everybody that I have a text message line where I send out a daily motivation text every single morning to everyone who's in my texting community. If you would like to receive my daily motivation text free of charge to your phone every day, just text me real quick right now at this number, 305-384-6894. Once you text me at that number, when we confirm that you are you'll be getting a daily motivation every morning. And at that line every day, I take time, 10 to 30 minutes, depending on how many texts I have, to go through and respond to messages that people send me. So that is my text line. So you can text me, you can ask me questions, share challenges, chat with me. All that can happen right there at that number. Again, 305-384-6894. It is listed down below in the show description. Now let's get into our topic here today, which again is part 5 of 5. I'm going to give you some advice for anyone who is thinking about getting into the content creation, intellectual property, branding, thought leadership space, based on what I've learned doing 2,000 daily episodes of this here show. Point number 17. If you are going to get into the intellectual property / thought leadership game, you need to be immersed in it. You need immersion in order to get into this game. Any game, as a matter of fact, you're going to get into and you're going to excel and you're going to get some real results and you're going to put some real value out there into the world. You have to immerse yourself. So what do I mean when I say immersion? First thing is you got to publish every day. You want to get into the game of creating content and you want people to know who the hell you are and what you're about, you need to publish every day. And when I say publish every day, I do not necessarily mean it has to be on the same platform every day. Or you don't have to make your podcast daily. Your YouTube doesn't have to be daily. Your Instagram doesn't have to be daily. Your Facebook doesn't have to be daily. But every day you need to be publishing something. So even if you have TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and a podcast, every day you need to be publishing something. Between all of those put together, you need to publish at least one thing every single day. Every day, publish. They have the song that says, every day I'm hustling. All right, for you, content creator, every day I'm publishing, okay? Every day I'm publishing. I don't care if you're writing an email, if you put out a podcast episode, a YouTube short, Instagram story, you're doing a new dance on TikTok, whatever it is, you must be consistently publishing. First of all, it helps sharpen your sword. Secondly, it helps make you better at disseminating and explaining your point of view and your perspective. Third, it makes you more discoverable so people can actually find you and they get used to seeing you out there every single day. Just those 3 reasons is enough. If you're going to get in this game, you got to be publishing. It needs to be every day. It'll sharpen your game, and this will help you find your game. So if you're new in the IP / thought leadership game, I'm going to tell you something right now, is that when you first start, whatever you think your whole message is about right now is not going to be about that 5 years from now. Your message is going to change, and how you talk about it is going to change. Why? Because you'll evolve over time. Another reason is you're going to learn who is actually listening to you, who's paying attention to you. You're going to find out specifically what their needs are, and you may tailor your message to better fit the people who are actually paying attention to you in the first place. Third, you're going to get your own experiences and you're going to get your own knowledge, and maybe you might decide to just talk about something that's a little bit different from what you're talking about now simply because you decided to pivot and go in a different direction. Or maybe you just go further into a specific niche part of what you were talking about at the beginning. Or maybe you expand it in a certain way. But as you are active and you're putting yourself out there more often, things will change, but that's okay. You want things to change because in life, things are always changing. So if you're not changing at all, then you're going backwards. So you want things to change, but whatever you're doing, be consistent. So as things change, you can have you got boots on the ground. All right. You know what's going on. You have eyes in the street and you can see what the hell is going on so that you can notice these changes as they're happening. You're not a person who's showing up 6 months later, you haven't published anything. You realize that the whole game is flipped on you while you were asleep. So make sure you are being consistent. Number 18, today's topic, again, we are on part 5 of 5, key takeaways and lessons learned from doing 2,000 daily episodes of the Work on Your Game show. Number 18, consistency. I just touched on this, consistency. This is what my book, The Third Day, is all about. It is about being consistent, showing up and delivering every single day, even when you don't feel like delivering, even when you're too tired to deliver, even when you have been winning so much that maybe you feel like you could take a day off. The third day is about showing up and giving your best effort when you least feel like it. Consistency, folks. The true mark of the professional is consistency. It is not talent. The true mark of the professional is being consistent, that they are at the level that they're at, that level of being really good. They do that every single time. That's what makes you a pro. There are many podcasts, many YouTube channels, many blogs, many, TikTok accounts, we'll say. I don't follow TikTok as much, but there are many of these shows and ventures that began that died. There are many podcasts in the podcast graveyard, many YouTube channels in the channel graveyard and for one reason. It's not because you didn't get enough views. It's not because you weren't getting enough engagement. It's because the host did not stay consistent. That's it. Anytime you see a podcast that their last episode was published in 2018, they got a bunch of positive reviews, but they haven't published an episode in 3 years or in 6 months. The reason is the host lost their consistency for whatever reason. We don't know why. But they're not being consistent anymore. That is something that we can look at that and we can draw that conclusion from this little piece of information. If you do not have a lot of people in your audience right now, you're blogging and you're not getting a lot of readers, or you're podcasting, not getting a lot of downloads, you're YouTubing, not getting a lot of views, understand something. As long as you feel like you have something to say that you can't not say, keep publishing. I'm gonna say that one more time. As long as you feel that you have something to say that you can't not say, keep publishing. I told you in episode number, let me see if I can find that episode. That was episode number 997. The topic is why you need to start a podcast. And one of the main things that, number one reason why anyone should be publishing content online these days is not because you can, because anybody can. Not because it's free, because it's free for everybody. Not because you think it'll help you build a brand and get known and make money, even though many people get in the game for that reason. That is the wrong reason to get into anything. The reason why you get into putting your intellectual property out there in the world is because you have something that you want to share that you can't not share it. You have to talk about it, and you just need a platform through which to do so. That's the reason why you get into your game. In episode number 950, I told you what makes for a quality podcast. One of those things is the host has to give a damn about what they're talking about. If you don't give a damn about your subject, it will be very clear through your energy and the way that you talk, and nobody else is going to give a damn, and it'll be a wrap for you. All right, so make sure that you have something that you really want to say. So that right there, that's a purpose. You know how I talked about purpose in episode 2 of 5 here 3 days ago? Purpose is something that's bigger than the actual task. You see, when I talk about what I talk about here on this show, there's a purpose behind it. I have a purpose driving what I'm doing here on this show. So in the times when maybe I don't feel like recording, or my voice is sore because I've been talking all day, or I was doing something else, or I just don't feel like turning on the microphone, I do it anyway because my purpose drives me to take those actions when I'm on those third days. My purpose pushes me through that situation. I don't all of a sudden start feeling like recording. Once I start recording, I might still not feel like it even when I'm done, but my purpose shines through when I start talking. You can hear the purpose in what I'm saying when I say it. One of the qualities of the most successful podcasts, talk about in episode 1629. And again, I'm talking about podcasts here, but you can swap this out for anything. One of the qualities is that the host gives a damn about the subject. They have a purpose in sharing what they're saying. And one way to be consistent in life is to have a purpose behind what you're trying to be consistent at. If you're not If you're not purpose-driven in the thing that you're doing, it will be very, very difficult for you to be consistent. Damn near impossible. So figure out what you want to say that you can't not be saying, and there you have a purpose. When you can't not say what you're saying, I guarantee you, people will come. People will show up. You will have an audience. If you're doing what you're doing for surface reasons, such as attention, fame, ego, and money, listen, it might work. I mean, sometimes people do things for those reasons and it works. It might work, but it might not. But when you have a purpose, I guarantee you it will work as long as you stick to your purpose. But as long as you have something to say that you can't not be saying, keep publishing. This is the key phrase I want to drill into your head. Keep publishing. People will find it. People will come. The right audience will come around to you, but you got to stay in the game. Now, you can't win the game if you're not playing. Do not take any type of platform advice from anyone who does not have a platform. All right, don't let them give you advice. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. How can they know? They never did it before. Take the advice from someone who's published more unique content to the internet over the last 16 years than anyone. No one has published more unique content to the internet than me. Keep publishing. Now, everybody got it? What did I say? Keep publishing. Point number 19. Topic, once again, is we're on part 5 of 5. I'm giving you some advice from my experiences after going through 2,000 daily episodes of this Work on Your Game Masterclass. Number 19, every single thing you come across, do, think, say, and hear is material. Everything is material. If you're going to be a prolific publisher, you must develop the skill of taking every experience, everything you read, everything you see, taste, touch. You got to develop the skill of turning all of those into material. Anything that happens can become material. Doesn't mean everything will become material, but anything can become material. When you're publishing every day, especially if you want to put out a whole lot on a very, very frequent basis, like every day, I'm advising you to, as I'm advising you to, publishing every day, because I told you need to put something out every day, right? So as I told you that you need to be putting something out every day, even if it's not on the same platform and you're mixing it up, whatever, you need all the help you can get, because I promise you, you're not every day going to have a beautiful, perfect idea of what to say. Maybe at first, when you have never said it before, because you're drawing on your whole life's work to come up with your ideas. But then once you've gone through all of that, now tomorrow you still got to come up with something else. What are you going to do then? So this is why you want to mix in the experiences of other people. Let the words and phrases and statements of other people help you. Somebody else wrote a book, read it. Okay, see if you can get something out of there that you can use for your purposes. Somebody else has a podcast. Somebody else has a YouTube channel. Listen to and watch what they're doing, and you might get an idea from somebody else's material that you can go create your own new material based off a little piece of what they said. How many times on this show have you heard me say, the reason I'm talking about this topic is, and then I tell you a story about something I heard somebody else saying, or something that I read in somebody else's book, or I'm quoting someone else's book, I'm quoting someone else's blog post, someone else's YouTube video, simply because I will steal a little idea from your 30-minute video, and I'll make my own 30-minute podcast episode out of that 10 seconds that you were talking from yours. All right, that's what I'll do. I will steal a small idea from you, and I will make it into a whole new, brand new idea. All right, this is the economy of being a creator. Now, you're not going to just take what somebody else said and copy it and try to say it word for word. It's not going to sound right, first of all, because it's not your words. And secondly, we already have it, so we don't need yours. Is not going to be better than the original. The duplicate's never better than the original. What you need to do, though, is take bits and pieces of things that you hear from other people, and then you create your own creation based off of it. And this is what all artists do. Everything that an artist does is building on the artist that came before them. Even if they don't acknowledge them by name, even if they don't say, hey, I was inspired by these other people. Every artist is inspired by the artist that came before them, simply because how could you not? All right, it's already out there in the world. So even if you're not trying to be, you are in some way, simply because other people were out there doing it before you did. So something that they laid down opened the door for you to do what you're going to do. Every artist does this. So this point here, 19, everything is material. Everything that you come across, everything you see, hear, touch, taste, do, and think needs to be examined for, is there any material inside of this? Might not be, but you got to be asking the question and looking, because if you don't have the habit of looking, you're going to get to a day when you're staring at that mic or you're staring at that blank document and you're staring at that camera and the red light is on and you need to say something, you need to do something, but you don't have any ideas. You don't want to get to that point. And I have many episodes of this show where I tell you how I come up with content ideas. In episode 1532, what to do when you're out of ideas. Episode 1479, how to get better at ideas. Episode 1203, ideas have no owners, only executors. Episode number 192, ideas versus execution. Episode 140, how I produce ideas. Episode 124, let your great ideas go. Episode number 70, how do you generate so many content ideas? The question that someone had asked me. So everything is material. Okay? When you're publishing every day, you need help. So let life help you out. Everything can become content. I didn't think that I could, if you think that you don't have that many ideas, listen, when I first started, I didn't think I had that many ideas either. As many as I have proven to have, I didn't think I had that many. But here's the secret. When I started and said I was going to put out a daily show, I gave myself no choice. I signed myself up for a job, a continual daily job, where I had no choice but to figure out, all right, what am I going to say now? I went through my first 20 ideas. What's idea number 21? I had to come up with it. And I was able to figure that out. And now, hey, here we are. Let's move on to point number 20. Today's topic, again, this is the final point, is part 5 of 5 of key takeaways, lessons, and insights from doing 2,000 daily episodes of the Work on Your Game Masterclass. Point number 20. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. You ever heard that before? If you want to be great at what you do, understand you don't even have to be good right now. You can be terrible right now, but you got to get started in order to possibly become great. If you ever want to be great, you got to get started at what you're doing. The one thing that separates the accomplished from the unaccomplished is action. Otherwise known in the Work on Your Game philosophy, in the Work on Your Game dictionary, this is known as personal initiative, the go-getter energy that moves you to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. Taking action. This is what separates accomplishments from a lack of accomplishments. Just go do something. If you want to be in this game, you got to be in the game. Now, you want to be on the basketball team, you got to be in the basketball gym. You want to run track, you got to go to the track. You want to be a swimmer, you got to come to the pool. Wherever the game is, you got to be there. Be in the room. Whatever the room is, you got to be in it. I talked about this in episode number 1492. Show up, the power of being in the room. Wherever things are happening, be there. This is what I mean when I say keep publishing. Just be in the room. Just write an article every day. It doesn't have to be good. Put a video out every day. It doesn't have to be good. Put a podcast out every day. It doesn't have to be good. Publish every day to your audience so that you can build a relationship. It doesn't have to be some profound thing. Just put it out. If you want to be in the game, you got to be in the damn game. Let's recap today's points. Part 5 of 5. Advice I'm going to give you based on things that I've learned doing 2,000 daily episodes of this Work on Your Game Masterclass. Number 17, if you're going to get into the intellectual property thought leadership game, you need to be immersed in it by publishing every day. I don't care what platform it is. I don't care if you mix it up, but you need to be out there every day so you can sharpen your game and even figure out what your game is in the first place, because it's probably not what you think it is. Point number 18, consistency. This is the true market of professional. There are many podcasts, YouTube channels, and books that are in the graveyards of their respective industries simply because the host lost touch with their consistency. If you don't have a lot of listeners, you're not getting a lot of views, you don't have many readers, keep going. As long as you feel like you have to say something that you can't not say, keep publishing. Okay, this is the 2 words to remember. Keep publishing. Number 19, everything is material. When you're publishing consistently, as I'm telling you to do so, you need all the help you can get. So let life help you out, because everything you experience can become content. Everything you see, hear, touch, taste, feel, and think can become content. Every exchange, every conversation is content. If you're not sure you have a lot of ideas, it's okay, because I didn't think I had a lot of ideas either. But now I publish more content online than any person on the planet simply because I gave myself no choice but to do so, and I use everything as material. I'm not just thinking this all up on my own. I think a lot of it up on my own, but not all of it. Number 20. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. The one thing that separates accomplished people from unaccomplished people is the accomplished people are able to move themselves to action. I told you about having an action bias in episode number 1199, developing the action bias. If you don't have an action bias, you need to get one. And listen to episode 1199, I'll help you out with that. So everybody, this is episode number 2000 of the Work on Your Game podcast. It has been a beautiful ride up to this point. We are not done. We got brand new tires. We just filled up the gas tank. We took the car to the car wash, got it detailed. And as a matter of fact, this is a new version of the car. We went and got the 2022 version of it. We are moving forward. This show is going to keep coming every single day. Stay tuned. Let's keep working on our games. Let's keep getting better. As long as you want the game, I'm going to keep giving the game. Send me a text at 305-384-6894 if you want to get my daily motivation text every single day. And if you are looking for someone who can help hold you accountable and help you map out a strategy and then make sure you actually execute on that strategy, then you may be a great candidate to be coached by me in my 3rd-day masterminds, the only place I offer direct coaching. You want to hop on a call with me, go to workonyourgameuniversity.com/call. The link is down below. I want to know where you're at, where you want to go, how I could possibly be the bridge to help you get there. Work on your game. Dre all day.